And welcome to another What's Up Wednesday. Thanks for being here. We got a special guest tonight. We've got Peter from Rover Vans joining us. Peter, say hi to the folks.
Hello.
This is Peter's third time on What's Up Wednesday, so he's an old pro at this, and he's going to give us a tour of his van here in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk through building an adventure van. He's a very different approach to the big guys, the high-volume van builders, so I'm glad you joined us tonight. So let's kind of walk through the program. Again, my name is Scott. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Go Small, Live Large, all about the camper van travel experience. There we are. And just a delight to have you here on the live. See a bunch of folks in here, and we've already got some super chats coming in. So let's I wish I could. Matt Oberlin, let's say hi to him fast. That's a good. Well, let's run through the program a little bit. Peter, just stay right there. We're going to keep you in the fold as we move forward with our content tonight.
Perfect.
This is, I know, just thanks again for being here. So the program for tonight, we got Peter. He's going to give us a live tour of his van here in just a few minutes. Libation Live comes from a band that makes wine now. And this day, we're going to do This Day in History. Watergate Senate hearings began in 1973 on this day. And Kate Bush is going to be our song, which was brought forward by Roads of Life. Again, This Day in History, we're going to show that in toward the top of the hour. We go for 1 hour on the show. If you can help me out with the question format, and that's 3 stars followed by 3 question marks, and then your question, that'll help me find it more readily, and then we can get it answered. And we got Peter's here to take all kinds of questions tonight, so this is great. Libation Live, this is what it's going to look like. It's canned wine. It's kind of interesting. And the jingle jar is right here. So every time there's a super chat, we're going to jingle the jar. And this is, I'm going to scroll over here. This is what it's going to look like because Matt has been generous already. Matt, thank you very much. The jingle jar. So if you feel like tipping, I do not object to you tipping. Don't feel obligated, though, unless you're getting something out of this. Press the $ next to the chat field to see your options. And because of our friends, thank you again, Matt, for that very generous donation. Appreciate that. If you, here we go. And if you want to play the Jingle Jar game, this comes from Roads of Life, that every time somebody does a super sticker like this, that you take a drink of your libation. That's the way we roll here. We have a lot of fun. Got Jerry Minchie in the house from Costa Rica tonight. This is so great. Good to see you. Let's see what else we got. A lot going on. Having a good day, give us a thumb up. You're having a bad day, give us a thumb up. That'll make you have a better day. If you have a story about your van, your shopping experience, maybe taking delivery, you've been in your van for a couple of trips now, you want to share that story, we would love to have you come on the show and share your experience. This is all about us building a community together. And there's a form on my website that you can fill out, or you can hit me up on that email address right there, GSLL viewer recommendation at Gmail, and that will you can send a email directly to me there. We'd love to have you on. We've got a number of folks coming up over the next few weeks. I'm coming at you from Flagstaff. This is the view out my van windshield. my brain's going too fast. Peter, you ever been to Flagstaff?
I have not, actually.
You, sir, need to put this on your list. You would love it. There's a ton of stuff to do outdoors here. Flagstaff, if you don't know, it's kind of northern Arizona. And I just came out of Prescott. And if you get a chance to get to Flagstaff, I would take the back road through Sedona. It is absolutely enchanting. I didn't have time to stop in Sedona, but it's really a beautiful drive. So beautiful. This is a great town. It's a very historic town. Route 66 comes right through this, which I drove a couple of summers ago. And this is what brings me to the area for this weekend. They're doing the Overland Expo West, which is, again, happening this weekend in Flagstaff. So we'll be doing some content from that event. I'm very excited about that. Weather here, we just had a huge old thunderstorm go through. It's warming up pretty much everywhere across the country, and it's going to be 42 degrees here tonight in Flagstaff, so we'll have the heat on for sure. Peter, what's the weather like in Chicago?
It got a little bit colder. We had a pretty good days. Just kind of dropped yesterday. Probably around 60, 58, give or take.
As a high?
Yeah.
And lows?
Gets down to like 40s, I think, at night.
so it'll be colder here than Chicago. That's pretty funny. In Arizona, hard to believe. Here's the gas prices in this area. It's a pretty big spread, about 56 cents a gallon. Sam's Club, $4.08. There's this collusion thing going on. Every gas station's $4.19. It's really pretty amazing. And you better have a pretty big wallet if you want to buy a property here. That's pretty expensive. I was here a few years ago, and I don't remember it being quite this pricey. But that's the way it is. And they're billing everywhere. Let us know where you're watching from. Just type in where you're watching from, what's the fuel price, what is the weather like, and if you're coming in from a country, I think we got Costa Rica on there, right, Jerry? I think we're right there below Mexico. If you're coming at us from a country that you don't see a flag on the map, shoot us your country name. We'll put the flag on the map. That's really we have a global phenomenon going on here, Peter.
Yeah, where's the Polish flag?
Anybody watch from Poland? That's a good point.
All right, I'll be there. Right? Well, I was there a couple of months ago. I'm going again in about a month.
All right, that's fair.
I'll tune in so we can get that flag on.
An honorary, regardless. We'll put it on there. We love Poland. I've been to Poland. Been to Warsaw. It's just a great town. Great town. Nice. Actually. It's super cool. A couple things to mention to the folks. We got the Embassy RV customer event coming up June 2, 3, and 4. The day guest is June 3 only. You want to go to embassyRV.com. This is not a Channel Vanbury campout. This is specific to Embassy RV. But we have a kind of a special tie into this coming up here in just a second. We're going to make the announcement. But if you're an Embassy RV customer or a wannabe and you want to join that event, again, go to embassyRV.com and check all the stuff out there. We like to talk about Vantopia, Florida. This is coming up in February of next year, 2024, which will be here before we know it. All the tickets are available now. We have a special code, and I saw Josh in here earlier, I thought. So you get a little bit of a savings, which is cool. Thank you, Josh, for that. At vantopia.co is the website. So sign up. They're going to put us all together again, and we had so much fun this year, February. We're going to do it again next year, February. Peter, are you going to this again? You were there.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I had such a good time. Loved that. It was such a well-organized event. Right. Good people. Got to show the van, which was pretty cool. Yeah, we'll be there.
It's so great. And we'll just love to see you there. Okay, so let's kind of focus on Rover Vans. So here's the big announcement. So I'm going to the Embassy RV event. However, my van is going to be in Denver, Colorado. How am I going to participate? Well, Peter's been gracious enough to loan me a van. I'm going to fly into Chicago. And for the first time, I think ever, I'm going to be using somebody else's van. And the van he's in tonight, he's going to give us a tour here in just a second, is the van I'm going to borrow for that event. And Peter, just thanks a ton for that. I really appreciate it. We'll do some videos.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Does it have a toilet?
It does. It will. It's it is a cassette toilet. I know you're big on the toilets.
I'm warming up to it, but I'm just super excited. And with that, let's just do a van tour, because the van I'm going to use is the one you're sitting in. And if you be gracious enough, he's using his phone, so we're going to have him flip the camera around, and then he's going to. I'll let you give you a second so you can do that. And he's going to give us a tour of that van on the inside and the outside. So there he is.
Perfect. So
doing
how's
great.
This? Is that a pretty good view?
It's awesome view.
All right. So we're looking at this Sprinter 170. Let's start. We'll start with the kitchen area. So this is the passenger side kitchen. So really, really big, oversized refrigerator. It's an isotherm.
Oh, chest style. That's cool. Uh-oh. Looks like his camera froze.
Kind of in the front here, too. Passenger seat. So this van can be purchased with a single seat, with a double seat, or we can take this one out and put a bench in there. But this is kind of like what the setup looks like right now. There's the tripod I had for the phone. I went with a single seat because typically it's me and my wife and our youngest son traveling right now. And please know that van's not finished. There's a few items we're still working on. Hopefully we'll have them done by the time Scott picks it up for the trip. There's going to be a pull-out cabinet in the back, which is right behind the seat.
Meaning like a pantry type thing?
Pantry type, yep.
Okay.
So we're just going to finalizing a few things on that. And you're going to be happy. There is a shower in this one, Scott.
Nice.
It's going to have a custom curtain. We had a door on here that I wasn't happy with. I just didn't like how it took a lot of room to open it. I didn't like that it made a little noise, so we kind of went back to the drawing board. And the company we work with, you probably know them, and they're called Van Made Gear.
Yes.
They make, yeah, really cool company. They make they make window covers, and we started working with them. We're going to be using them for all of our window covers from now on. And they're making a custom shower door curtain for us, which will have 2 zippers. It's going to go up and down. It's going to be black to match the trim of the shower. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
Peter, show us. So we see some L tracking there. This is where the cabinets we're going to talk about later go in, right? They kind of fit into those.
In here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the L track in here, you have the option to kind of, to leave this open just to keep the van open. But if you need more storage, you can fit our Moonbox system. And this is the upper cabinet that fits right into the L track. I have a small one and a large one in the back here, right over the bed. So that's it's a solid cabinet. I think we talked about these on the show. They're really popular. We install them in all of our builds. We sell them on the website too, and they come from this company Vandermoon from Poland.
Different colors, different sizes, and they're fabric, but there's kind of a rigidity to
There's
them.
a rigid aluminum structure behind them, so
Yeah.
it is a solid cabinet, but it's got the fabric and padding on it, so that when you're in the van, you're not hitting your head, and it just it makes it lightweight too, because the aluminum frame is it's strong enough to kind of keep the cabinet sturdy. And the rest of it is designed with ABS plastic and, obviously the fabric and the padding outside.
That is awesome. And then back up front with the seat, is there like a lagoon table situation?
Yeah, so this one actually will have, we're still making it. It's going to be not a lagoon table on this side. We're going to have a table that's going to attach to the wall.
No way. Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more sturdy. This seat will turn into a couch type thing too. So you can kind of flip the front forward and turn it into a couch, and then you can connect it to the front seat. And if you've got a guest that's about 5'7", they can sleep on here. So
this is so great. So folks that are watching, I see your questions coming in. Let's have Peter answer some of these as we kind of go throughout the. We just lost him. He'll be back. And let's give a couple of shout outs. Again, Matt, thank you again very much. We had another one. There we are. No worries.
Hi, I'm back.
Yes, no problem. So we do have a couple questions coming in. Peter, let's.
Should we flip the camera?
No, keep going. So if you have a question, I'm really keeping up on this on real time here. Let's give a few jingles here. Here's Josh. This is Van Life Outfitters. Thank you, sir, for he's having a Mexican mezcal mule. Hi, Peter. Hi, Scott. Josh and Peter work on stuff together, and Vantopia from February next year. That's where that comes from. So thank you, Josh, for that. Very generous. Chip, I appreciate it. Here's Mesa Mike buying your first drink. I appreciate that, sir. He is literally in the site right next to me. He's in Flagstaff. He need to get out of the hot weather or something or whatever. Let's see. Denim Rue's got a question here. Thank you, Mason Mike, for that. So Peter, I'll read the question if you can, because it's hard for you to see in that current situation you're in. Oh, look at you laying down. Dan Maru wants to know, please explain the moon organizer for the rear doors for the Ford Transit. Are they one piece?
Okay. Let me here. I'll go to the back. So the Ford Transit has been a challenge for sure. The main challenge that we started is the doors are a little bit different than in Europe than in the US. So just for all the guests that don't know what the organizers are, the moon organizers are these guys here. And because the van has a window, so we don't have the middle one, but we've got one up here. And this will look like on the opposite side. So for the Ford Transit, we finally have them where they work. We went through 3 different prototypes that didn't work just because it was really hard to design them with templates running back and forth. But yeah, we have them available. And I don't know, what questions do they have?
That was one she had. That's another one. What? So Peggy owns. Maybe we'll just talk about the back area here since you're back here. But Peggy owns. Peter wants to know what year chassis Mercedes Benz.
Oh, this is a 2022 170.
So brand new, beautiful rig, right? Dual wheel, single wheel, back.
Single wheel, 4x4.
Nice. That's a beautiful van. So since you got the cargo doors open, show us the rear. That's, I think, where you put some of your controls, your water inlets. Maybe just kind of walk us through that, and then we'll. Does that bed go up? Uh-oh. I think we froze again.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Your phone's having a hard time keeping up. Cool. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. So, okay, want to jump back inside?
Yeah, I'll jump back inside. What was the question?
Well, I was going to have you explain back on the back doors where some of the systems are, but go ahead and show us a little bit more of the galley. And above the galley, there's some storage there. And
yeah. So
how do you get into bed, and does the bed fold up?
Okay, so pretty sizable galley. The galley it's a Baltic birch laminated galley. We built a lot from Baltic birch. How do you? Well, let's start from the front. So refrigerator, big counter space, and then we have a pretty cool sink system where you can kind of flip this guy up.
That's cool.
It's a Canadian company called Tech Van Life. We've been using these guys. They're pretty cool. I love that you can kind of get it out of the way and get some extra countertop when needed. So we've got this is where the gray water tank for the kitchen sink is gonna go. And these doors, everything closes on a magnet. It's a super strong, like earth magnet, so it doesn't rattle, and it actually stays closed while turning. We've got some regular drawers here. So 3 of these guys, and then so the last one here. These are super heavy-duty slides. They're like 250-pound rating each, and the cassette toilet actually will sit underneath there. And you can pull this guy out, and this is how you hop on the bed. So
nice.
Yeah. And then
Peter, so Ed Vargas got a question here. So looking at the galley again, he says, is that a sharp edge corner to the counter past the refrigerator? So there's a little, it sticks out a few inches. Is that a sharp edge corner?
This one. So this is Korean. It is round. It is kind of rounded off just a little bit, but it is on the sharper side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good point. We might actually think about rounding these off a little bit in the future.
Yeah. And then Roads of Life said, sorry, I missed the van. It's a Sprinter, right?
It is Sprinter. Yep. Sprinter 170.
But the same floor plan could be installed in all 3 chassis.
100%. Yeah. Correct.
Let's see. Josh has a question, Peter. this might be hard one-handed. Peter, 2 questions. Can you show how the seat turns into a bed couch?
Yep, I can actually hear. Let me just put the phone. Let me think about that really quick. Here, let me put the phone on the tripod. And
this is live van tour.
It is live.
And we just had yeah, go ahead.
Can you guys see me?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to take the headrest out.
Transformer chair.
I haven't done this in a little bit, but yeah, there you go.
There you go. So now it's a bed for a bed for a small adult, dog or kid. Let me just tap the button again. Is this fun for you folks? Here he is. You're
All right.
back. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. So yep.
So you kind of utilize kind of the front cab driver's seat and that bed for a person of some size to use.
Correct. Yep. So we actually purposely mounted this guy a little bit lower too, so that you can get a mattress on here, and then that mattress will be even with the chair in the front. We found that to be a little bit more comfortable, and this way your legs would go there, and then the mattress would go in here. Again, it's like for a shorter person, just something to have as an extra option, or if you have a kid, they can stay here.
They love it up there. Peter, Josh's second part to this question: between running a build company, running a products company, raising a family, and doing CrossFit, when do you sleep?
Funny enough, I was talking to my wife because I go to bed at midnight, and my youngest son wakes me up at about 5:15. Yeah, so I get about 5.5 hours of sleep lately, which
is just enough to keep things running.
Yeah.
So let's maybe show the back a little bit. Then we've got a few more questions coming in for you. Does the bed fold up, or is it kind of a permanent?
No, the bed folds up when I do that really quick. So actually, this is a really cool system that I think we're going to start incorporating more and more. So the bed has several of these cushions, and we'll get some of the stuff out of the way. We used to do a lot of panel beds, and the problem with them that I've always didn't like is you had to kind of if you have a panel bed, you have to find room for the panels. And if you there's different, every builder does everything a little bit different. Some builders kind of have this go up, but then when that happens is you're blocking off the cabinet. So this one, you have these panels, and I'm gonna show you here. Let me grab the tripod again.
Very cool. Got some great questions for you as soon as you show us this.
Yeah. All right. I do that pretty quickly. Can you guys see okay?
Yep.
All right. So mattress out of the way, and then these guys will come out like this. And we have a designated area for this in the back. So I'll take the camera back here in a second just to show you guys how this is working.
I don't think I've seen this approach before. It is different.
Yeah.
Normally it's a slide forward, to slide up, or push up. Peter, any idea how wide those side parts are? Could somebody use one for a twin size bed and not have to put the bed up and down every day?
Well, this one doesn't have flares in here, but you could definitely, there's, let's see, they're about 15, 16 inches wide, I think. Don't know off the top of my head, but so check it out. Now you have like an extra kitchen counter, okay?
Yeah.
And look where you're banding it up. So I didn't get the order properly, but we have so basically it's completely out of the way, and then you don't have these big panels to deal with. And for your day use, the van opens up super big.
Beautifully.
Yeah.
That is really interesting. Well, I'm excited to try that. That is cool.
One of my favorite things about the back here is we have a ton, and sorry about the mess, but got a ton of storage in here too. So
one of the questions, Peter, is from Mason Mike. He wants to know what do you use for power systems in most of your van builds?
So
lithium?
Yeah, great question. Lithium, we recently switched to Victron exclusively, so we're only gonna go with Victron.
Nice.
I guess after trying out the system, I'm just I don't think I'll ever go back. So you want to take a look here?
I don't know why that always seems so sexy to me.
Right. I agree. So this guy has the Game Changer Battleborn batteries. These are 270 watts each. We've got 2 of them. I just did a test just the other day, and I ran the AC unit at full power the whole day for about 11 hours, I think, and we're still around 55% capacity on it.
Holy cow! Is that 12-volt air conditioner?
That is a Dometic 12-volt AC unit.
That's why. Yeah, that is so great.
Yep. So this is where the inverter lives.
All right.
And below is where the 12-volt water heater lives.
Nice.
And then what's a little different on this build is we incorporated the water underneath the power system. So we did that in order to get all that storage that you just saw. So this cabinet now became all storage.
That is a ton of storage. Peter, question coming in here from Susan. Does your company do custom builds or just your floor plans?
No, we mainly do custom builds. We offer a lot of floor plans just to help out, when you need an idea, or when we do a build several times, it's good to have that floor plan. It is a little less expensive to kind of go off of a floor plan, but I would say 90% of our builds have been custom lately.
And that's kind of the beauty, is if you come up with a lot of ideas and you want to work with somebody that's, professional van builder, it's a very different approach versus off the shelf, which you can do too, and then maybe modify it a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Peter, on the tank system, so fresh water, is that inside the van?
That's inside of the van, correct.
So any idea on gallons?
This one I think is 25.
So it's pretty sizable. So this would be considered a 4-season van because there's no tanks outside.
Correct. We do have a great tank underneath the van for the shower.
Okay.
But and that obviously can be emptied. But for the kitchen, I like the system where you just have we have a tank right underneath, and then you can empty daily. Just the idea, when you're doing dishes and food and everything, it's nice to be able to kind of get rid of that right away and not keep it underneath the van and having bacteria form and whatnot.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, and then for heat purposes, you're using which kind of heater system?
So this one has a Webasto heater, really popular. It's plugged into the diesel tank of the van, and it lives underneath the passenger chair. Yeah, right there.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we got an electronic controller in here for that.
So it runs off the diesel chassis fuel. I really kind of like that idea. Let's see. Sherry's got a question here, Peter. Looks like you have in place screens on the slider door. Your custom from another your custom or from another company.
Yeah. So here the company is called the Bagua. Good friend of ours. Don't have the he's kind of up right now, but a really cool company, made in the U.S. and we pretty much use them on all the builds that we have. Same thing in the back.
That's so great. And then Peter, to your left there, opposite where the table slats went, what are those controls?
Right here?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. So here you've USB, and then you can do a cigarette lighter, and then it's a waterproof 120 volt plug right there.
Okay, cool.
All right, it's like custom plate with our little van. These are 120 volt breakers, so for Getty outlets. And then this is a new water.
Hang tight, folks. We're going to look at some of his floor plans. There he is in just a second. So, okay. All right, sir, there you go.
Yeah, so that is a new water system. First van I actually just put it in. Really, really like this. I forget the name of the, actually, no. So Accor is the company. I'm going to show you this guy. Let's see. So you basically attach this to a garden water hose, and you twist it in, open it up, and that's how you fill the water. Really high quality piece. They're expensive. I think they're about $100, maybe even a little bit more. And it's a lot of money for a water connections, piece. But I like that it doesn't leak. When they all leak a little bit when you plug them and take them out. But it's just like really, stainless steel. Kind of looks like it's designed for a boat. So you've got that guy, and then this is our water connection for the exterior shower. So also pretty cool. Attach one of these. They plug right in here, and then it goes out, and you got your water.
You got your water. Hose down your bike, your dog.
Yeah.
Your spouse is overheating. That is so great. Thanks for showing us that. Let's see, maybe a few more questions. I want to jump back inside. So Peggy's got a question here, Peter. How much would this build be that you were showing tonight?
I want to say a build like this, and they all vary a little bit because of options and things that you add on. I want to say this is around $100,000, give or take.
100 grand. So that's actually a pretty good buy compared to some things we see.
That's just for the build. That's without the van.
Oh, plus van.
Correct.
Now, do you provide chassis? Do people bring a chassis? How does that work?
We provide. We keep buying chassis just to have them in stock, so that when people want to, when they call in and they can't find one, or they find that a dealer wants to, overcharge them, we have them ready to go. And then we have a lot of clients that will get their vans on their own, and we'll build on their van. So in fact, we just got a shipment today. These two guys are brand new right there.
So cool. Yeah. That is so cool. You don't happen to have a van with the ladder and tire carrier real handy, do you?
This one does.
So I just want to kind of remind everybody that the video you're going to see on Sunday is about my car crash. I got rear-ended in April, and the guy ran into the back of me, and that ladder and tire carrier literally saved my van. I would probably still be vanless, homeless. Peter, just tell us a little bit about, because everybody that sees this ladder says that is really stunning engineering quality, the welding. And then when the body shop took it off, how little it actually deformed. in the crash. So maybe just talk about this a little bit, because I think your approach to this is very different and how it even mounts to the vehicle.
Yeah, so we originally designed this for a Ford Transit just because there was really not much on the market. Turnout is not much on the market for the Promaster as well. So we our brackets are a little bit different. So they are designed to go under the hinge, which the plus of this is on a Sprinter that you don't have to change to 180 brackets as you do it with some of the other guys. And then the ladder system, the reason it's so light is because everything's aluminum. We manufacture it from scratch, so we actually buy the pipes. We actually started outsourcing bending now because we found some bigger companies have really, really nice CNC bending machines. We used to bend these by hand, believe it or not. I mean, on a machine, but not on a CNC machine. We still do our welding in-house. I'm going to get a close-up of that.
Yeah, but so beautiful.
Yeah, but the biggest thing I think about our system is really overbuilt. The very first unit that I built is exactly the same one as you see right now. Like, we didn't change, much on them. And when I was building one just for me, I kind of, I wanted it really tough looking, and I just wanted it strong. So we did that. So literally, like, all the pipes that we have, they're 2-inch thick, and we didn't because we weren't planning on massive production. We didn't design it to be inexpensive to make. We wanted to be super strong, and it is. Apparently, you're
yeah, it's a testament. That ladder and tire care really saved my van. I can't overstate how important that is. So we're gonna have him jump back inside. We got some other questions here.
Back?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have no idea why it keeps happening.
At least it pops back in fast. So let's have you. Thank you for that. And let's have you jump back inside. We got a few more questions. We want to talk. Yeah. We're at 37 after. Talk about a little bit more of your other floor plans. We're going to show his website. Now he's got his seat. Let's see. Anybody else have questions? Let's see. There's Peter Samsung's got a question here. Is the extra seat FMVSS compliant? I have no idea what that is.
I have no idea what that is either. This is a broad arrow seat that we buy from a company called Rover Vans in Canada. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know if this one is DOT approved in the US or not, but it's a very popular seat used by a lot of van makers. And we've been using them. We're pretty happy with them, but I don't know about the compliance part.
Okay. The Mason Mike, you might have to run back to the back. He's got a question here. With the panels out from the rear bed, do people set up the rear as a possible office or table space?
Yeah, 100%. So we can set up 1 or 2 of these leaves in the back, and this way you can have a stand-up desk. If you have a high chair or whatever, you can set that up. So yeah, for sure. And so this is a really, really good stand-up height too. You probably notice it's a little bit higher than the kitchen countertop. So if you have a laptop, this is a great height to do like a stand-up desk type situation.
Yeah, that is so great. So Ms. Sup is saying, don't forget to hit that like button for Peter taking his time to show us this. So I'm really excited. This is the van I'm going to get to stay in. So Larry G's got a question, Peter, for you. What is the time period from start to finish for a custom van build or like what we've been looking at tonight?
Yeah, so this one is about an 8-week process. We've done vans in as little as 4 weeks, and like full van builds, and we've gone as long as 3 months. All depends kind of on the complexity. It all depends on our clients too. Sometimes you have a client that will, visit us often and make a lot of changes, which we're okay with to a point. And then other clients just, once we kind of finalize the design and sign everything off, then they're happy with just waiting for the van to be finished, and then it goes a little bit quicker.
That is so great. This is a question here from Julie. Will you be at the Flagstaff show this weekend? And you're not going to be there, is that right?
I will not, no.
Yeah, I will be. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited to see a different take on this. Is the Overland Expo, so it's not van focused. So it's going to be all kinds of crazy rigs. But let's see. Let's have you flip the camera around, and then we show just a couple things on your website, and to really get your. It's a cool website. First of all, there he is. What's up, Peter? Thanks for that. That was super interesting. Maybe just one more question. So you're. I was going to ask him about the ceiling and the walls. He uses a fabric. Maybe we can ask him about his insulation too. But I'm really excited to get into this van. There he is. So the walls and the ceiling, Peter, you guys kind of do some special stuff in-house. Maybe just show us what that looks like and talk through that, and then the insulation behind it. That's
for sure. We actually we started using a new insulation product, and I don't have the name for you guys, but it is a van specific or automotive specific product. It is much higher rating than the Insulate, which I know a lot of builders use that. And we use that in combination of Hevlock wool. Hevlock wool is a really cool product, natural, that you can stuff in all the nooks and crannies and whatnot. And then the van specific or automotive specific insulation, it goes kind of behind all the panels. We do all of our upholstering in-house as well. You kind of see a little bit closer up.
It's really beautiful.
We've been I've been searching for different fabrics too, just trying to be a little bit different. It's a pretty cool example. Again, I wish I had the name of the fabric, but in the company, but I don't off the top of my head.
No worries. A few more questions coming in, and then we want to show your website quick, because I think it's, again, just trying to do some things different, which I personally really appreciate. Let's see. Julie wants to know, Peter, once ordered, how long will till it's finished? You said varies, but about 8
varies,
weeks.
But I want to say 4 to 8 weeks once we start working on your van. Okay. So when you order a van from us, once we do the design, before I get started on it, obviously you get a time slot, and before we start it on the van, I order everything. So one of the things I really try to always have is have all the materials, all the bits and pieces, in stock, so that we do, once we get going on the van, it's nonstop. The process doesn't stop, and we don't have to pull it out and wait for something to come in.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we got a little jingle in the jar here. Thanks, Larry G. See me G, as I call him. He says, thanks and nice bill. Well, thank you for your tips, sir. Appreciate that. I'm ready for a libation live. It's right behind me. Let's see. Roads of Life. Peter wants to know, can't wait to see how Scott handles a cassette toilet. We use different kinds of toilets based on different builds. And I think you'd mentioned Lavio was something you were...
Lavio, yeah.
Yeah.
We started using them. The last 3 builds, I think clients requested them. Haven't personally used them, but we kind of tested it with, just paper and stuff. And yeah, it's a great unit. I'm going to put one in my van. So yeah, I think that's good. This one's not designed around it. So this one's getting a cassette toilet.
Woo. I'll be doing things differently. Let's see. Travel Dreamer's got a question here. Peter, have you ever built a wheelchair accessible van?
So while we haven't, we are in the talks with one client right now about a build. I'm actually very excited about it. I think, it would be a big challenge. And yeah, I think I really wanted to build one for a while. Haven't had the request, but hopefully this one pans out and we get it.
Yeah, that's so great. Aaron's got a question here. Y'all have great questions as always. Have you ever done a rear happy jack bed, table, and rear where you lower the bed but have a table with bed up?
Table with a bed up. So we've done a lot of electric beds, kind of like in a Rebel, where they go up. Not exactly sure what a happy jack bed is.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that either. Let's see. People are really curious about how I'm going to deal with this toilet situation. That's so funny. Julie wants to know, is it mold free?
Yeah, 100%. So all the materials that we use in the van, we make sure that they're mold resistant. We've tested a lot of this stuff, especially the insulation. The way that we design the panels and the insulation too is where they can breathe. Not, there's a lot of people put these vapor barriers, which is a terrible idea. But yeah, our stuff is breathable. It's designed to be in a car and mold free.
That's so great. So let me just show y'all, and you can navigate here with us, and then sure. So you should be seeing his website. So this is Rover Vans. Let me go back to the beginning. One of the comments was they like your there we go. I think it's down the bottom here. It says, fill your life with adventures, not things. Have stories to tell, not stuff to show. I so love that. What I wanted to show you all here is, and maybe Peter, this kind of goes back to some of the floor plans. Look how he's done this. So you can see the build of the cabinetry, the furniture, the floor plan layout. You're not kind of peeking through a van, trying to get a sense of this. And it's so cool. So my hat is off to you for, again, really trying to do something different here. We won't spend a lot of time here because we're getting to the top of the hour, but I want to talk about a couple of these. This Euro one in particular is really interesting to me. And they got a lot of different cutaways down here. So again, if you're kind of shopping for a van or looking for ideas, like this part here, you can have that it's, bike under the bed with storage drawers. I mean, it's just so cool. I want a tiny home like this, in a shipping container, right? Can you do that for us?
Maybe.
Look at this thing. It's so cool. Maybe just kind of talk us through this layout and what was the other one you said it was super popular?
The Euro is very popular. Lately, we've done a lot of Blackstone. I'm not sure if you saw that one too.
Gladstone?
Gladstone, we've done quite a bit. That one's really popular in a Ford Transit for some reason. What I love about the Gladstone is you can push the bed out of the way and kind of create a single, just a bed for one person, and then you have a dinette. It really, really opens up the van.
Oh yeah.
So definitely one of my favorite. I'd say one of the only things that that I don't like about this layout is you cannot put a bike underneath the bed in the garage, because the garage is a little bit smaller. But if you don't have the need to put a bike back there in a medium-sized van, this is probably one of the best layouts for two people.
Super interesting.
You get a lot of extra counter space with you have a galley on the driver's side, you have a galley on the passenger side as well. And then you can create sleeping for three if you do have a guest or if you want your dog kind of like sleeping on a bed. But then you can create sleeping for two or for one.
So pretty flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Super awesome.
Everyone that's done this layout with us loves it.
And I love how you do this overview of some of the particulars, and then the compatibility with a specific van chassis, which is super smart. So it's kind of pick your van, pick the floor plan. I want to show the folks your accessories. We talked about that. Let's see, Rover Originals. We talked about the ladder outside. You have another kind of a racking system here and a box system. Maybe just talk through that quick, and then this bike rack thing.
Yeah, so we continue to kind of experiment and develop new items. The expedition box, I actually just discontinued this one. We sold them really well. We had them last year. We had, I think, 200 units made, and they sold very well, but then just looking at it, I thought it was really, really plain. So I redesigned the box completely. We're just about done with the first batch. So I posted a little bit about it, but new box is way cooler than the old one.
Of course.
So we got like some German hardware on it. It's gonna be all black. We got these cool mullet panels. Yeah, for just a, a box, it would be pretty cool.
So let's we've talked about this a little bit, but let me stop this and go back to the content. We're going to get to your questions. We might go a few minutes over. Is that okay, everybody? Because I want folks, again, if you're kind of looking for something different, and again, the punchline of this whole thing tonight is I'm going to be in that van in a few weeks and really reporting out on it. I'm super excited. Where can people see vans? You're going to Adventure Van Expos. How can they drive one? What's kind of your buying process? Kind of walk us through that if you can.
Yeah. So as far as the shows, there's a show in Cable, Wisconsin coming up in a few weeks. It's going to be part of the Epic Bike Fest. So we're going to have a spot there. And then from there, we're going to take a nice 30-hour drive to Hood River in Oregon. So Adventure Expo in Oregon. Also Adventure Expo in Colorado. We're going to be at that one for sure, Chattanooga. And hopefully we're going to hit Bend, Oregon, and maybe a few others.
That is so great. So we got a couple questions, and I'm going to pop the top on my Libation Live. So Gary's the one that said, fill your life with adventure, not things. I so love that. Let's see. Mesa Mike reached out and gave me a cheer. He's right over here. It's so funny. Let's see. Roads of Life says, excellent website, very interesting designs. Kudos to you, sir. Yeah, I agree. It's really it's really beautiful. I've never seen it before. We've kind of talked about this, Aaron, but maybe Peter just kind of reiterate. So it's kind of van build plus van. So ranging of cost, and he's then saying time.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the van. Obviously, you can. I love sprinters. I like Mercedes. They are expensive though. Fully loaded sprinter, anywhere from 70 to 80,000. Actually, the one of them that arrived today, I was shocked. It's 82,000 just for an empty van. But they are really, really quality vehicles. I really like over the past 2 years. We started with a Transit. I love the Transit. I just fell in love with the Sprinter. Promaster is a great platform. It has a really spacious, the shape of the van is bigger. I like that platform as well. They actually drive very, very nice. So I like all the chassis. I just really like the Sprinter for the quality. And then, build can, we've done them as inexpensive as, I want to say probably 55,000 is our entry level build. And then we go up to, we've gone up to like over 120, 150. But it all depends kind of on your needs. The power systems, they can range anywhere from say 10,000 all the way to 25,000 or possibly even more if you want more batteries. So it all depends kind of like, how many things, what you need in the van.
That's super great. And okay, let's have a libation live. So let me share this. So again, this is, I discovered this last night in Jerome, Arizona. Have you ever been to Jerome, Arizona, Peter?
No, I have not. I've been to Scottsdale, I think.
You're halfway there.
Yeah.
Arizona is really an amazing state because it's so different topographically. There's mountains, it's deserts, it's just really, it's really a pretty cool state. I've really enjoyed my visit. So I found this last night. Whoops, go this way, Watson. There we go. This is on their website. So they're really kind of avant-garde, wacky. Here's talking about wine. The Verde Valley residents on alert. White Zin attacked by rabid cougar. It's so fun. That's our website for wine. This is where I discovered it, and this is what we're going to drink tonight. Is the sparkling orange Malvista. Mason Mike's already got his open. I got him some. So here we go. And he says it's kind of like Prosecco. So, everything tastes better in a Luckenbach Texas glass. Sorry you can't share this with me, Peter, but I'll... Oh, look at that.
You have to take a rain check for Chattanooga.
I know, right?
Actually, no, you're coming in. No, you're coming in pretty soon.
Actually, that's pretty good. And it's not sweet. That's pretty good. Add some ice to that, and you have a lovely drink. Cheers, everybody. Let's see, a couple more things. Keep the questions coming in if you have them for Mason Mike. And I've got a few more. We want to share the this day in history. You'll get a chuckle out of one of them. Mason Mike wants to know, Peter, do you remodel on existing vans? Say a Torado GL, like the van I have, Peter, do you do some reconfigurations or just like starting with clean slates?
We don't actually. We have had like DIY events come in where we took everything out. But yeah, I have not remodeled the van yet.
Yeah. Let's see. So let's share this. So we started this a few weeks ago from our the Bisbee event, and then we had a Vanbury camp out. So this day in history, Wikipedia, if you don't know, in the app, some on the website too, has this day in history. So I thought it was just kind of fun to show what happened yesterday when I'm putting the show together. So 32 years ago, Queen Elizabeth addressed the joint session of Congress, the first monarch to do so, which is kind of interesting. And then 157 years ago, yesterday, the United States Congress establishes the nickel, the 5-cent coin, right? Kind of funny how that started. If we roll forward to today, it's actually kind of sadly a low news day. 50 years ago today, 1973, the Watergate scandal. Televised hearings begin in the United States Senate. That was a big deal. And 69 years ago, 1954, the Brown versus Board of Education, which was in Kansas, I thought was down further south, outlawing racial segregation in public schools. So some fun things to know about that you didn't maybe know earlier. Did you know any of that, Peter?
No, brand new.
You could say you learned that the nickel is just a few years old. We got our song of the day. And have you ever heard of Kate Bush, Peter?
Nope.
Roads of Life is going to be scratching his head. So this is an honorable mention too. Roads of Life. Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. Apparently, Rolling Stones considers that number 60 on the top 500 songs of all time as of 2021. And it is a pretty cool song, I have to admit. But they were giving me some grief about not knowing who that is. And I'm glad to know I wasn't all that alone. So how we doing on time? Let's just look for a few more questions here. And otherwise, I think we're done. Peter did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Let's see. Let's see. Sherry does have a question here. Could someone get a van partially built by you to start and then bring it back to finish to help with finances? Or do you need to maybe kind of walk through that deposits and or do you need to fully complete it? How's that work?
Yeah, so we've actually started. It's a great question because we started doing this quite a bit. We've had clients reach out to us that can't maybe afford a full build, or they have the capability of doing some things but don't want to do something else. In fact, here, maybe I can show you super quick. We just had a client come in with this Promaster, and we just did a water and a power build out for him. And we did 2 cabinets, and they're going to finish it out on their own. So this is kind of what they're going to pick up. They have this power cabinet, all Victron.
Nice.
They were a little on a budget here, so they went with a Renogy system, and then they have a full water cabinet, and we're actually doing the leaf system. But this is how they're gonna get the van. Sorry about that. Yeah, so they're gonna get it.
You guys are doing the hard parts, the water and the electric.
Yeah. Yep. So they're gonna insulate on their own, install their own walls, and then if they need help, they'll be back, and if not, they're gonna have a van, you know, where they can save a little bit of money and put in their own work, which I think is great because they will they will save them from a lot of mistakes or from, you know, like I don't think someone should be doing electrical on a van if they haven't done it before. It's just my opinion because over the 2.5 years I've learned so much about these systems. And yeah, if I was building a van on my own, I definitely would sub out the electric, the water, and maybe the flooring and just the harder items.
Yeah, for sure. Let's kind of end with this. This is an interesting, a great question here Susan has, Peter. I will be talking to Peter really soon about my van. So what's the best way for people to reach out? Is it go through your website and there's a form to fill out? And maybe
go to the website. There's a form. There's a button for van building. That's going to go to our email, and then we can kind of start chatting on that. Typically, we'll follow up with a Zoom phone call. And then we go through a process. I find out a little bit more about the people about what you want to do with, if it's going to be 2 passengers or 4, what the van will be used for, like what kind of hobbies people have, if they're going to have bikes inside or boards or just everything. And then we design the van around that. And then once we have all that information, we'll put an estimate together, get that back to the client. And if everything works out, then we take a deposit, give you guys a build date, and go from there.
That's so awesome. Well, Peter, just a huge thanks again for sharing your evening with us and give me the thumb up to get that van in a few weeks when I get to Chicago. I'm really, really excited now more than ever because I got to see the van tonight. So I'm really excited. That was all new to me as well. So just a big thumb up for Peter. Reach out to them directly if you're curious. I get nothing out of this, right? Other than just sharing cool stuff. We've got great guests coming up. We got Neil and Britt. We've got Coachman RV. And this weekend, I'm going to get some cool stuff too going. So, Peter, just a big thank you again. Stay right there. Don't leave. And we'll say, everybody, journey on and peace be with you. And which hand? I always got the wrong hand. And we'll see you all next Wednesday. Thanks for joining us.